Hello again, YouTube. Truth Man here, and the channel is the No Matrix, No Simping on Subject channel. Let's talk about jobs on this video. What I want to talk about is why it should not matter if you don't like your job. And why, when it does matter. We're going to talk about when it does matter. We're going to talk about when it don't matter. It's true story time. So, if anybody know what they're talking about, is me. And that's because I've quit jobs prematurely, and it always was the people in my house that get hurt. Me trying not to hurt people on the job, because you be ready to smack people sometime. You end up hurting the people in your house. You got to learn how to manage your emotions and stuff. You got to realize, like, back in the day when I had jobs, when I was out there, like, hood, thugging, this stuff wasn't going on. The world was different. Like, people would do little stuff on jobs, but they didn't go overboard like they do now. So I didn't experience it back then. Well, when we got into the 2000 era, that's when all of this stuff started happening. Like, in terms of people micromanaging, nitpicking. It's been going on for years. I'm sure my father dealt with it and stuff. But again, it wasn't as bad as it was and has been since the year 2000. Something happened in the world. Like, I could feel a shift. Like, even before I understood spiritual things like that, I could feel like a shift in the world, like back in 1998. Like, that's when stuff just started really getting different all around, all across the board with people. This. So, here's the thing. Like, if you working a job, you got money left over, you saving money, all your bills is getting paid, you able to get nice things, you able to go places here and there, but you don't like it, it don't even matter. Here's what you do. You build your money up first, because again, that premature leaving is going to come back on you and yours. You build your money up first, and once you build your money up, then you start looking for something else. And then, hopefully, the new place ain't as bad as the old place. It's not always the case, but sometimes. Like, when I left, when I was working for the Texas Juvenile Justice Department, they was micromanaging, nitpicking, holding grudges, all type of stuff. The next job I got was better. They wasn't doing all that. And they wasn't looking to fire people either. That's when I was working at a company named Luxottica. You got to get yourself in trouble there. Like, it wasn't like when I was at the halfway house and you had the women competing with the men instead of trying to be teammates. It was only like maybe one or two of them that wasn't like that, but the ones that I had to deal with was like that. And they didn't like me, so they were trying to, like, blame everything on me. Like, even I told you a story about, I was off one day because we get these A days. It's called A days. Like, when you work shifts, they give you automatic time off. So I had 3 A days in a row. Some stuff happened at the house, and when I came back, or they kept calling me on the phone, asking me was I there. And I got mad after a while, because to me it just seemed like they was trying to put it on me. The mistakes the people that they liked it better was making, so they could have a gripe. They didn't want to get on the people they liked. So after a while I said, no, I already told you I wasn't here. I was off for 3 days. Then that forced them to have to get on them. So they messed me up with my other job. I had another job, and I said, well, I'm gonna try to work both of these jobs, and then I'm gonna my whole plan was to get them out of there, like to replace them. But they messed me up with the other job. They were higher paying, so I wasn't able to do it. But like I said, I had called the grievance guy. He didn't get back to me right away, and I was looking at it like, man, if I could have held on a little while longer. He had called me the week after I quit. Because if I would have been able to talk to him, then everything they did from that point, I could have just documented it, and I would have got him off. But he called after I left, man, because they tried to blame something that somebody else did on me. Like, this guy was a follower, and he was fruity. And what he did was, like, we'll be having debates and stuff, and he'll try to side with whoever I'm debating with. So one day, me and him had to work third shift, late night as we called it. And I said, yeah, let's finish this conversation. He went in the back and sat down. I said, you know what, man, I'm not even talking to this dude no more. But he's the reason why I quit, because he wasn't doing his job right. Like, he was trying to do the easy stuff, stay up under them women, and like conduct the showers, like give them their clothes stuff. I ain't had nothing to do with the showers. What they did was they tried to send the bad kids in there with me. I said, well, you know, I'm gonna take some of the kids in the classroom. Everything was on site. So we had TVs, video games in there, snacks. We used to always try to divide them. So I took the kids in the classroom. The kid that I had already got suspended for was just practically running them because he was a smart kid. He'll manipulate you. And so, hey, let me go over here, finish this up. So they were doing showers out there. If you ain't, I'm gonna tell you the story again if you didn't hear me tell it the first time. They were doing showers. I was in the classroom with the kids. We was trying to divide them up because they behave better when you divide them up. So he comes in the classroom with a piece of clothing on. He had a hooded sweatshirt. I said, man, because normally when they had those on, it's because they didn't shower yet. And when they shower, after they shower, they had on a t-shirt. So I said, man, what you doing in here with that on? You still got to shower. He said, oh, I already showered. Such and such said I could have it. I could wear it. I said, well, okay. Because the person was the supervisor. We lining up for them to go to bed. He raises his hand and says, oh, I ain't showered yet. Keep in mind, I'm not out there. I don't got nothing to do with what they doing out there. She says, Howard, he still ain't showered yet. I said, how did I was yelling at her, I ain't gonna lie. I said, how did that have anything to do with me? Am I doing showers? I said, all three of y'all out there, how do y'all know that he didn't shower? I said, how didn't he shower with all three of y'all out there? Something like that. I'm yelling. She said, don't yell at me. I said, no, I'm yelling at you. I said, because I'm tired of you playing these games. Like trying to nitpick and be petty. And so she goes to the supervisor. Keep in mind, the same person act like a little kid, by the way. And I'm being honest. I'm not trying to make myself seem innocent. This time I was innocent. With that stuff there, I was innocent. She was holding a grudge against me because of that child support comment that I made. Because, I've been red pilled for a long time. I just was keeping it to myself. So I said, basically, with the child support, I said, they need to do more investigation with this, because some of these women be running these dudes off and then be trying to get money out of them. They be wanting to be in their kids' life. I was destroying the dude. He brought her in it. She come over there acting all emotional and stuff. I said to him after that, I said, man, why you always bring it? I said, this is me and you talking. I ain't know it was going to get that bad. But I still told him, I said, this is me and you talking. Why would you even put her in our conversation? He said, I just wanted a womanly perspective. I said, man, that's your problem, man. Again, I was red pilled all the way back then. Me and him was kind of like friends up until all this stuff started happening. So we were equals. Like, we were both what's called JCO4 IV. That's JCO4 and TJJD. So JCO5 comes up. Keep in mind, the supervisor had already said he don't want no woman JCO5. But none of the guys wanted to take the JCO5, and I was being emotional. I ain't gonna lie. I was being emotional. I said, man, I don't want to be in that office dealing with them like that, because he was trying to get on to me about something else that week when that position opened up. So I said, well, they said, Howard, if you go for it, you gonna get it. I said, nah, I don't want to be in that office with them like that. That was a mistake. I'm telling you, I'm giving you wisdom, man. That was my mistake. I should have took that position, and then she wouldn't have had it. When she got that position, all the guys, practically one by one, was losing that job. She was bitter against men. She used men. Like, that's how a lot of women is. A lot of women don't even like men. They holding all that hurt in, but they'll use men to occupy time and space. That's how she was. She didn't even wear her hair like women. She talked like a woman with that old soft voice. She practically was a shade deeper than the lady on Police Academy. But she didn't act like one. She acted like she had a problem with men. And her little boyfriend was a simp. He just was always bringing her stuff, we used to look at him like, she don't even like dude. But when she got that position, this is what y'all gotta realize on jobs. I'm finna get to some key points. Women are going to get managerial positions. This stuff applies when you're dealing with women managers, man. If they managers, you got to submit to them. You got to submit to them. If they managers, now it'll be some situation where you might have to stand your ground. But if they managers, you got to submit to them. I never, even with her, the only time I stood against her is when she was trying to get me to do stuff that I know I wasn't supposed to do, that I knew the rules. That's the only time I stood against her. But with women managers, you gotta understand they're going to bring their emotions to work. Whatever's happening in their life, if it's bad, you're gonna have to deal with it. If their husband ain't coming home cheating on them, you're going to have to deal with it with some of these women, with the majority of them. Agree with them. If your job is paying your bills, if your job, you making good money, you able to do some things, you know how to do it, you comfortable in your position, don't get uprooted by these emotional women. Just keep doing it. Agree with them. Realize you working there because of the decisions that you made in your life. Because a couple times, like even on that last job, they got on my nerves with them evaluations, man. Like they got on my nerves with them, man. I know I'm better than all these people. These people can't even run a unit. They're getting ran over by the subjects, trying to cater to them, and they got a higher evaluation than me. I should have just took it on the chin. Really, you know what? That job that was 50-50. It would have benefited me financially to stay there, but eventually they start, trying to force people to do certain things. Y'all know what happened in the world. They start trying to force people to do certain things, and I knew it was coming. So with all the other stuff that was going on, I said, you know what, man, skip this, and I quit. But it was stuff that was leading to that. Like, I had a woman supervisor. The deal she didn't know, I don't know if she knew about the gang stuff with the white sheets and GD and all this. He was trying not to put his sheets on his bed. Some gang literature, some gang dialogue. And I knew it. So I said, man, he said, well, I don't even want them in the room. They make me itch. And I knew why he was doing that. So I said, man, just fold it up neat. Keep it in your room. He would not do it. I said, just put both of your blankets on your bed. Fold your sheets up neat. And I'll let you slide with that. He didn't want him in the room. She said, well, if she agreed with him. You know what I said? All right. That's what you got to say. Y'all, especially y'all no matrix people out there, red pill, you know what you're dealing with these women on these jobs. Do not talk to them about religion. Do not talk to them about relationships. Do not try to get with them at work. If you like somebody and they like you, get some receipts. Make them text you. Tell them to text you. And then get them to engage in a conversation that you can keep. Y'all got to stop trusting these women and believing these women, man. Believing in these women. Because that's going to make it uncomfortable on your job. Like, I'm going to tell you like this. I ain't going to say which job. But there was women that I know was messing with a lot of guys on the job. I believe they had a problem with me, not because I did anything to them, but because they ain't know how long my thing swing. No D pictures. Wasn't trying to smash. If they don't know what you're working with, they had a problem with you. And people, I tell y'all about AE, my boy AE, he'll tell you how they is with correction. Like if they don't know what you're doing, they ain't gonna like you. So you gotta be willing to deal with these women. If they managers, give them their way. Even if they're your coworkers, stand your ground, but stand your ground in a way that's not gonna get you in trouble though. And you gotta deal with these, what they call Mitches. Male bleeps. You got to deal with them. Simps. Fairy Tale Felix. Think he gonna find the love of his life. Y'all finna meet. Fairy Tale Felix gonna make an appearance soon. It don't matter if you like your job, man. What matters is, okay, like I just recently had a job doing that on the side. I said, as long as my goal was to make $800 to $1,000 in stacking. She knew that. She knew that when she hired me. I don't know if she hired me because I don't know what her motive was. Hold on. So let's continue this. We at the 19-minute mark. I'm almost done. Hold on 1 second. So, anyway, you gotta understand that your bill's gonna fall behind. When you quit these jobs, you better make sure it's worth it. You better make sure there's no other option, because those people that give you the problems will still be at work, and you'll be the ones, and your kids, if you got kids, wife, if you got a wife, will be the ones with the problems. So if your job is giving you enough money, take it from me, I done been in this situation many times. It's a lot of reasons. We're going to get into that next. Why sometimes you be in these situations to the point where sometimes you ain't got no other choice but to remove yourself. Because the devil is busier than God, y'all. Y'all got to understand that. He's busier than God. If you're a spiritual person, do not let the devil take you away from the Most High with your issues that you have, because the devil doesn't want you to experience paradise. So you got to stay rooted in your faith no matter what happens. You see Lazarus. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I know I got a cold. It's going away though, thank God. But you see, Lazarus was poor, no food, no nothing. But he was rooted in his faith, obviously, because we hear about him making it to the heaven. We don't want what Lazarus experienced, but we need to stay rooted in our faith, like Lazarus, if you have faith. If you don't have faith, that's your soul. Well, it ain't your soul, but it's your life. It's your future. So, if the job is giving you what you want and need, and you comfortable in it, you know how to do it, don't leave without building yourself up first. If you gotta leave. But what I want to tell you is, you don't have to like your job. You don't have to love what you do. See, if you want to do what you love, you got to build up to that point. If you do what I did, and just keep quitting jobs, talking about, oh, I don't want to get in trouble, which in a lot of that cases it was that. But a lot of that stuff, I could have ignored those people. I know now, I don't gotta like the job or the people I work with. You ain't there to make friends, you there to make ends. Let me say that again. You ain't there to make friends. You there to make ends. See, if they want to make it Friendship Village, like I call it, let them do that. Let them do that. Even if you gotta play them to the point where you don't like them or trust their food or nothing, be like, yeah, I'm gonna make you a plate and go dump it in the garbage. Taste a little bit of it so you can tell a half truth. Be like, well, how was it? Oh, it was all right. But if you be like, no, I don't want none. I don't want their food. I'm not eating their food. They're going to target you even more. Like one time I made some sausage. Pause. I made some sausage. I ate them. And I said, man, I can eat this whole thing. Man, these sausages good, man. I don't even want to take them there. I took them there. We finna get off. We had our little, one of those parties. All the sausages were still there. I was furious. I was like, man, I could have ate that, man. I took the rest of them, brought it home. That kind of stuff. But you know what? You making money though. F them. It could be forgive or forget. So these the games you have to deal with, man. You're not there to make friends, you're there to make ends. If I had the wisdom that I got right now in my 20s, 30s, I would be in a totally different situation. I know I'd be driving like a Benz or a Range Rover or something. I messed myself up not keeping the right perspective. It wasn't all me, it was demonic stuff involved. It was, this how it worked, man. I'm gonna get into it next. But this how it worked. When the devil has leeway over, let's say a person has their own business. Their soul is lost. Their name ain't in the book of life. The devil have reigns over them. You go work for them. You in there, you trying to pray, and I rebuke this, I rebuke that. The devil still has a right to be there. So, if you a spiritual person, you already know you finna be dealing with some demonic. You gotta deflect it. You gotta learn how to deflect. Keep working your job. If that job is paying the bills, that job, the devil is there. I didn't know how to play pretend. I ain't know how to play and pretend. Well, I'm just gonna keep it real at all times. You can't. You're gonna hurt yourself eventually. You gotta know how to play the game. Take it from me, man. I done hurt myself before. Know how to play the game. Are we having a Christmas party? Buy something for the party. I don't celebrate Christmas. Buy something for the party, man. You work there. You trying to make enemies? We don't celebrate Christmas. You need a new job then. You're going to have all types of people on these jobs living in ways you don't agree with, saying stuff you don't agree with. Do not talk about politics. Do not talk about religion. Add dating in there. If you don't believe in marriage, they all do. Don't say nothing about it. Well, what do you think about this? Nothing. We want to hear what you got to say. I ain't got to say nothing. Say it in a joking way to make them laugh and change the subject. I'm telling you, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm going to show you something. One of the things, and I know that I'm going long, pause. The jobs that I liked and I got along well with the people were always jobs with free mind, free thinking people that didn't care what I believed. Even if they knew what I believed, they didn't hold it against me. Those was always the best jobs. But unfortunately, that ain't how people think now. People are narcissistic. They think you're supposed to agree with them on everything. They think they right about everything. So if you don't agree with them, if they like Biden and you like Trump, you're the enemy. Snitch, target, Discord. That's why they shouldn't know what your political beliefs are. Well, who you voting for, man? It don't matter, man. I'ma return it in their voice. Hey, so who are you voting for? I'ma talk just like them. It doesn't matter. And then I'm gonna get on some neutral comments before I change the subject. Well, they both, it's something about him. Yep, it's something about me. You ain't getting me out of here until I'm ready to go. We've been there, done that. And if it got too bad, I'm going to stack that money up to the sky. And when I got it up to the sky, I'm going to go in there after I get it up to the sky. Hey, man, you got a problem with me or something, man? You act like you really got a problem with me or something. And by the time I go in the office, I already got enough money to sustain myself, my household. All that other stuff, it ain't going down like that no more. Because my kids, some stuff, we still facing the residue of it to this day. That's over for that. So I have a problem with them people like that. If I work somewhere, I'm going to just keep it silent. As long as they don't touch me. If they touch me, I'm documenting everything. I'm still not going to do nothing. I'm going to put the courts on. I'm going to beat people legally now. And the only way I'm going to beat them in the flesh is I got that money up to the roof. I got that money up to the roof. I tell y'all all the time, your first paycheck from a job, no matter what bills you got, save the whole thing. I don't care if you fall behind. Save everything. And then that next one, now you start getting back on. You know what I mean? We got to start saving money, man. As long as there's a thing called money, we should be saving it. I don't care if you 75. You still should be saving some money. So I get it up to the roof. They bother me. I'm going to go in there. Hey, man, you got a problem with me or something, man? Man, you act like a female, man. I ain't getting on nobody until I got that money to the roof. What Lil Uzi verse say? The money come out the roof. He said, because the money come out the roof. What's that in that one song? Bad and Bougie. I'm going to have it like he was talking about. Put 300,000 in the safe. Count, what'd he say? Count another 100 in your face. I ain't getting into it with nobody no more. Don't talk to me about nothing. I'ma cut it short. I'm a master of conversation now. I know what to talk about, I know how to talk, and I know what not to say. Because the money got to come out the roof. Once the money come out the roof, all you want to be tough guys, hey, listen. We can have it out after that. I ain't having it out with nobody till the money come out the roof. I gotta have so much money put up that I gotta find new spots for it. And I'm about to give me a dog. Y'all know I know how to train dogs up. And I'm gonna put the dog gonna sleep right by the money. If it's somewhere, the dog gonna sleep right by it. Then it's gonna be another dog hidden somewhere on another level where you get him, we gonna hear you get him, and me and the other dog gonna get you. The money gotta come out the roof. I'm just talking, man. Y'all know I wouldn't keep that kind of money on site. But anyway, it do gotta come out the roof. If it ain't coming out the roof, then listen, man. They'll be like, I don't think you do your job right. Okay, what would you like for me to do? I'm finna be way more submissive. In positions where you gotta be submissive, it benefits you to be submissive. See, I ain't like these women. If I know I'm supposed to submit to somebody, I'm gonna submit to them. That's why I can still go back to my other job, even though we butt heads at times. I did what they were saying. Like one time, the supervisor got on the radio yelling. I said 10-4, and did what he said. Now, if he keep doing it, eventually you gotta, like, hey man, you don't gotta talk to me like that. I'm a grown man just like you is. Sometimes you have to, but don't be so quick to do it. strategically plan to stand your ground. Don't be just trying to look to leave every job because you don't like your coworker. Who cares? I'm telling you, man. I had to learn the hard way. If I don't like none of them, which it's probably too late for that because they already seem cool. They seem nice. I'm still going to go up in there. And then here's another thing y'all got to realize. If somebody know a job longer than you, been there longer than you, man, you need to defer to them. That's common courtesy. Okay, they trying to show you the job, I'm going to listen. I'm going to sit back and watch the people I'm going to find out who the best at the job. And I'm going to be, so how you do this? So what do you think about this? See, people be letting their pride get in the way. I treated all my new people, they used to be like, I want to work with Howard. They'll have to work with somebody, look, he knew all that stuff. People don't need to be reminded that they knew. So they used to want to work with me because I wasn't doing them like that. If somebody knew, they knew. They don't need to hear that every time you knew, That's how they was doing me the first time I worked at this place I'm telling you about. And after a while, I figured it out. I was sitting at home thinking about it one day. I said, you know what? I'm not going to let that get to me. I'm just going to try to get better than them. So when I start getting better at the job, they all start showing me respect. Came off probation. Because this particular job, you be on probation for a year. And some people ain't going to respect you until you come off probation. They just going to look at you. There's going to be another one who quit. I ain't quitting Jack. I already done learned, man. Look, man. Hey, listen. I ain't quitting nothing. I'm still going to be doing my videos. I'm going to be telling y'all, probably using scenarios and stuff. Talking about stuff. But I already know I'm not going there to make friends. I'm going there to make them ends, man. But anyway, let me get started. Thanks for watching. We're going to do another video on these energies, man. It's going to be kind of like a piggyback off of this video because you got to understand. You go to these jobs, you go in these churches, grocery stores and stuff, you're going to be dealing with all types of energies. And you got to learn the no matrix way to deal with them. See, this no matrix stuff comes from several experiences, good and bad. And the book is coming. You better believe it. But thanks for watching.